Alright guys, as you can see, the bubble is a popping and Bitcoin is a dropping. So I'm going to give you some price targets, some smaller price targets to the upside and the downside if you are into scalp trading. I'm going to cover that as well as a Euro chart, show you the bigger picture, and this vertical line. This represents when I expect we're going to get some more extreme moves to the downside. Before we do that, so listen, these are my points where I'm expecting to potentially buy in. So if we come down, this is my first buy-in, only to catch a bounce. If we come back, when we come back down, this is the point that needs to hold. This is where I'm going in 100% to continue our bull run. Remember, we always come down and test the 20-week in a bull run. If we break the 20-week, we have one more support level here. That is this orange ring right here. If we come back up, we could potentially get rejected. If we push back up above this, push up, hey, we're off to start our bull run or continue our bull run. The next target I have, so the bearish case, if we come down, we find support, we come back down, this ends up being resistance, and we drop further. Look, my buy-in target is right here. So if you do have access to these charts, all of these targets are shown. If you do want to access these charts, the website's optimalcrypto.com. The link will be pinned in the first comment and description at Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, stocks, and tutorials. For $39 a month, you get access to Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metals, and you get access to my Twitter, which is now private. You have to be subscribed to get access. And you get access to our Discord. Everybody here shares trade ideas, trade setups, charts, and we have different channels with trade alerts. So you get that. So guys, again, this is the chart where I'm going to have my buy-in targets. So, if you want to access the chart, sign up. But let me show you some price targets to watch on different charts. And again, guys, what I say is always reference different charts. And I'll put a link to some of my previous videos. But look, you can see that we found support on this ring right here, this red ring. And what's interesting, if you'll notice, let me go to the larger time frame here. Notice that this red ring, and this is the great thing about fib circles, notice that this red ring was support. Support, 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 flipped as resistance. Where do we come down and find support? Right on the red ring. Where do we find support again? On this red ring. So we could drop below this point. If we do, I'm going to give you some price targets to pay attention to. So if we drop below this point, your next support is going to be right here at 29,112. And you can see, if I draw a trend line here, this is a fib channel, you can see this actually was a resistance, flip support. Notice we found perfect support here, perfect support here. So a likely point to catch a bounce if we drop is going to be around 29,112. And if we push up, it is possible, guys. If we do, this ring will be resistance. It's around 31,978. This chart here, we're going to cover Euro as well. So this chart, and I covered this in previous videos, you can see this yellow, actually at the time, you can see this right here was resistance, support, 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 support. I said if we broke it, your next support level will be this yellow trend line below. You see we found support on this repeatedly, then we broke it, started coming down. So the next support level below is this trend line right here. You see right here? This was resistance, support, support, and resistance. Then we finally pushed above it to the next fib channel line. So that means if we come down, a likely point to catch a bounce is going to be right here. Your support to watch, 28,238. And now your resistance above, you can see this right here. This has been a lot of support and resistance. So if we possibly come down, do something like this, we'll catch a bounce and possibly push back up to this point. Remember, these are at angles when you make contact, depends on the price, so it's advantageous to you to have access to the charts. So potentially 28,238 for support, push up as resistance around 30,834, and then continue down. All right, so let me see here. Let's go to the next chart. This is the chart. Previous videos I was talking about when we approach this ring. This ring could potentially, when we cross it, it could cause a pump, or the other scenario was it could continue to push us down, and that's exactly what happened. As we approached this ring, it pushed us down. Notice we found support on it, pushed up. Other charts show the resistance here. Notice now we're coming back down. So according to this chart, just to show you, you do have some major support levels below. Notice this orange trend line right here. Guys, always, if you have access to the charts, make sure you always go back and look left to see how strong of resistance and support a fib channel line was. Notice this very strong resistance. We couldn't get above it. We finally did. It flipped as support. So this would be a likely support level if we continue down, again, just to catch a bounce. I play the bounces on the way down and on the way up. So your first support to watch is going to be right here, this fib channel line right here. You can see this also was a lot of support right here. So this would be your first support to see if it holds around 29,784. And then if we break below that, like I said, a likely support level 28,968. So around 30,000. This chart here, this is just another chart showing this is similar to the other chart with the white ring, but you can see we did find perfect support here, perfect support here. So likely point to catch a bounce is going to be right here around 29,079. And then if we break that, guys, same thing. You can see right here, a lot of resistance, support. So your next support level to watch if we break below this point will be right here around 25,840. And then I have support and resistance levels to the upside, the downside. They're already mapped out for you. This is just another chart. You can see we found perfect support right here on this yellow. This is a ring. And this is the yellow ring above. So again, rings are great for finding support levels. So if you're watching this chart, as soon as you hit it, you know how I play this is when you hit it, I buy in, I set my stop 1% above it. So if it crashes down, I lose nothing. So according to this chart, we just found support at 29,988. Your resistance above, according to this chart, is 31,000. This is the Euro chart. This chart's been very accurate. So let me just show you how this played out. And again, guys, this is Euro, and I give you these price targets. So notice we found resistance, support, support, and resistance, pushed above it. Notice it came back down, found support. We found support here, pushed back up. So again, you know, we came up resistance, dropped to support, resistance, support, resistance, support. We just broke below this point. So a likely support level to watch is going to be right here. And you can see this has been support and resistance going way back. I mean, it goes way back here. I can go all the way back to September 21st, 2020. That's, you can see that's a very strong support and resistance level. So it's very likely we're going to catch a bounce around 23,000. What right here is 23,000. Now here's 23,192. So again, around 23,000, and if we push up, your current resistance now is right here around 26,036. Again, keep in mind this is Euro, not USD. This right here, this is my peak of the bull run chart. If you watch his previous videos, I told you guys this is my buy-in. You can see once we broke out of this pattern, this is where we found support. So it's very likely if we continue down, you will find support right here. If we continue down, you will find support at this ring again. So again, that's another buy-in target that plays along with this chart as well, this ring right here. So do pay attention. Again, peak of the bull run 2.0 chart's been very accurate. This predicted the pattern in advance. And this is, if you remember watching my previous videos, I put this trend line here. I said this is likely going to be resistance, and you can see it did hold its resistance. We started pushing down. So this brings me to what I've been talking about, and this is what this vertical line, right, this vertical red line represents. As you can see, so this is, and again, I've talked about this plenty of times, this was the 2nd of January 2017, this is 22nd of January 2018. The DXY, the dollar index, was coming down. As soon as it broke to the upside, you can see as the dollar was coming down, Bitcoin's pushing up. As soon as the dollar pushed up, Bitcoin came down. And that is what's playing out currently. You can see this is when we had our COVID crash. The dollar has been falling, we're coming down on this falling wedge. Bitcoin has been pushing up. So again, I'm expecting the dollar to push up. The Bitcoin is a hedge against the US dollar. So the dollar pushes up, you can expect Bitcoin to come down. That's why I'm expecting a big move soon. And this chart right here, let me get rid of this in case we come back to it. So again, this chart right here. So this is the chart that I'm expecting, or why I'm expecting a big move soon for Bitcoin and for the US markets or stock market. You can see every time we hit this orange ring, this is all the same fib circle, by the way. If I move this, see the same fib circle. So what I'm expecting, you notice when we hit this ring, it pushed up as support. And then notice how far we came up when we hit this orange ring. Support, 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 support. We broke it, came down, found support on this yellow ring. So we're already kind of pushing up now. It is very possible that we continue to do something like this. But I do expect when we hit this next orange ring, that is going to send the dollar up much further. And notice every time we hit this orange ring, the dollar pushes up more and more. So again, this is the 28th, but keep in mind, I think it's possible the dollar could continue to start pushing up from this point, kind of up and sideways. You know, if we would have come down, you know, if the time I think that the dollar was down here, so if we'd made contact here, this would have been the 28th. But keep in mind, this is a ring, so the longer it takes to hit, the actual time will be further out. So I'm already expecting this to continue up from this point. You can see the dollar is pushing up. But you know, right here is the 29th. You know, right here is February 1st. So again, what I'm saying is just pay attention to access to this chart. It's called this is the DXYA chart under stocks. But I'm expecting the dollar to continue to do this. And when the dollar pushes up, because every time I hit this orange ring, it pushes the dollar up, that is going to cause us to break up from this falling wedge, which means the dollar has a lot to go up. I mean, way up here, potentially all the way up to 104. And if that's the case, you can clearly see, you know, the Bitcoin is inversely correlated with the dollar. So if the dollar pushes up that much, you can expect a pretty substantial drop for Bitcoin. This right here, again, the Dow Jones. Let me show you currently the markets right now. You can see aftermarket trading has the Dow down 344 points. That is going to put us below. Let me get this out of the way. That is going to put us below. You can see this right here. This was resistance, 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 resistance. We pushed up. I told you we would not get above this point. Notice we came down from that perfect support, pushed back up as resistance. So when the market's open, we're going to be below this support level. So it's possible this could have already started. Again, I'm expecting over the next week the dollar's going to continue up. And the reason the dollar would continue up is because everybody's jumping out of markets. If the stock market, if the NASDAQ and the Dow and the S&P start coming down, that means they're going to be jumping into the US dollar. That plays into this chart right here with the dollar pushing up this orange ring, breaking up from this falling wedge. Again, Bitcoin's a hedge against the US dollar. So again, I just wanted to cover that, show you what I'm expecting. If you do want to access these charts, guys, the website is opticalartcrypto.com. The link will be pinned in the first comment and description. If you have any questions, just email me through the contact page. And again, when you do subscribe, make sure you email me. I will accept your Twitter follow request and send you the Discord invite link. But guys, that's it. Until the next video.